On the last video, we gave you this solo to practice. And I showed you all the concepts that we're going to work on in Volume 2. By the way, make sure to check out Volume 1 if you haven't done so already, because we're going to be expanding on those concepts. So let's work on the first concept, the pentatonic scale. Here's the solo over Doxy that we've prepared for you for this lesson, just using the B-flat major pentatonic scale with some very important extra notes. The B-flat major pentatonic scale is B-flat, C, D, F, and G. What makes this scale so powerful is the fact that we have a major triad and the 9 and the 13th of the chord. C is the 9th and G is the 13th. Remember, these are the best tensions to use on dominant chords. So in a blues or rhythm changes or songs like Doxy with lots of dominant chords, the major pentatonic on the 1 chord offers us really nice tensions. So your first assignment is going to be playing the major pentatonic over dominant chords like this. Now I want you to look at the last 3 notes, F, G, and B flat. These 3 notes are great to target the root of the 1 chord. We can play this, or even this. These are strong tags that we can use at the end of any run to target the B flat. So we're going to practice this exercise. Now there's a very crucial note that we need to add to the pentatonic scale if we want to make it really interesting. And that's the chromatic passing tone between the 2 and the 3. In our case, that's a C sharp. Now the scale sounds like this. An important thing to consider is the placement of this note rhythmically. The most effective way is to use it on upbeats like this. Now the downbeats are on C, D, and G, the 9th, the 3rd, and the 13th. So your next assignment is to play all the pentatonic scales with this passing note. All of these exercises are going to help you big time when you're improvising, because you can just throw them in at any point during your solo to target the root. If you're playing a descending line using the pentatonic, then you can still use this passing tone like this. Again, make sure to hit that passing tone on an upbeat. That works perfectly, but there's another way of using this C sharp, even when playing a descending line, because although this C sharp works nicely as a passing tone, it works even better as a chromatic approach tone from below to the 3rd of the chord. C sharp wants to resolve to D. So when you play descending lines, you can use the flat 5, E, to trap the 3rd like this. Or use an AAB approach to the 3rd like this. So let's practice these 3 uses of the C sharp in one exercise like this. But we're not done with this note, because we can also see this C sharp as B flat 7's sharp 9. When you play it like this, it doesn't need to resolve anymore. Now, you're altering the dominant chord, making it a 7-sharp 9 chord. If you embrace this sound, you won't need to resolve the C sharp at all. And you can see us using this perspective in our solo here. This is the 13th with the 3rd that turns into the 13th with the sharp 9. This is actually a great sounding tension. So in Doxy, there's a bunch of chords in the key of B flat. And in our previous series, we explored targeting chord tones and tensions for each chord. But another approach is to consider a group of notes that could work for most of the progression. When you look at the notes of the B flat major pentatonic against the chords in the progression, most of the notes are great chord tones or tensions. B flat is the 9th on an A flat 7, the sharp 9 on a G7, and the flat 7 of a C7. Sure, on F7, B flat is an avoid tension. That's why we have to be careful when we use it. But as you can imagine, it's way simpler to do that than it is to think of target notes for every chord in the progression. Of course, the best option is to use a combination of both, using the B flat pentatonic while targeting a few of the chords in the progression like we did in our original solo. Anyways, for this lesson, I want you to practice the solo we've prepared for you using just the B flat pentatonic with a few added notes. Also, notice how we actually took care of just a couple of important notes, like this C, C sharp C over here on the E flat 7. Had we been just using our extended pentatonic scale, a C to C sharp would have been used to target D, but that note wouldn't have worked on E flat 7, so we changed it to C, the 13th. In the PDF, we've annotated all the important concepts used. And remember, all of our members will get this PDF, which links to this video for future reference, and to an exclusive access video with a call and response backing track so you can practice. And if you're not a member yet, what are you waiting for? Join right here on YouTube to gain access to this and all the great materials that we publish on a regular basis. Don't forget, Thinking Ahead Volume 1 is now available on mdex.com for C, B flat, and E flat instruments. So get your copy today by clicking on the link provided or just by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next Friday.